In the shadows of our world, danger often hides where we least expect it. We imagine predators with sharp teeth or terrifying claws, but the truth is far darker. The deadliest creatures are not always the ones we fear most. They're often the ones that live closest to us, hidden in plain sight. Every year, millions of lives are touched by these silent killers. Some strike with venom, others with sheer power, and some with almost invisible precision. Yet what unites them is their ability to remind us how fragile human life can be when faced with the forces of nature. This is not a story about monsters from legends or myths. These are real creatures, thriving on every continent, shaping the balance of life and death in ways we can barely comprehend. They are nature's silent executioners, and their presence is as undeniable as it is terrifying. What makes them even more shocking is that many of these animals don't kill out of malice. They kill out of instinct, survival, or sometimes by accident. And yet, the numbers they leave behind, measured in human lives, are staggering. Prepare yourself as we uncover the top 10 deadliest animals in the world. Not by reputation, but by the cold, brutal truth of how many lives they claim each year. This journey into the dark side of nature will forever change the way you see the creatures around you. 10. Cape buffalo. Known as the Black Death of Africa, the Cape buffalo may look like an oversized cow, but don't be fooled. With massive horns and a muscular body, this beast can weigh up to a ton. They roam in herds, but even when alone, they carry a presence of raw, unpredictable power. Every year, hundreds of people fall victim to this creature. When provoked, or even when simply disturbed, it charges without hesitation. Its speed and weight make it a living battering ram, crushing bones and tossing humans into the air with terrifying ease. Unlike predators that kill for food, the Cape buffalo kills out of sheer aggression. That unpredictability makes it one of the most feared animals in Africa. Hunters call it the most dangerous game, because a wounded Cape buffalo is said to circle back and ambush its attacker. Many experienced hunters have met their end under its deadly horns. 9. Cone snail. So small you could hold it in your hand, the cone snail doesn't look dangerous at all. Its beautiful, patterned shell lures collectors and beachgoers. But inside, it hides a weapon of pure lethality, a venomous harpoon-like tooth capable of striking with lightning speed. This tiny predator is armed with one of the most potent toxins on Earth. A single sting can cause paralysis, respiratory failure, and death within hours. There is no known antivenom, meaning survival depends entirely on sheer luck and immediate medical attention. Its elegance hides a deadly secret, making it one of the ocean's most sinister assassins. Locals in the Pacific Islands have long feared this creature, calling it the cigarette snail. The name comes from a grim saying: if it stings you, you'll only have enough time left to smoke a single cigarette before death arrives. 8. Hippopotamus. At first glance, the hippopotamus looks almost comical, round, heavy, and slow. Yet this illusion hides one of Africa's most terrifying killers. With jaws capable of opening 150 degrees and teeth sharper than steel blades, the hippo is a beast that dominates both water and land with terrifying authority. Despite its bulk, it can run faster than a human and swim with shocking agility. Every year, it kills more people in Africa than lions, leopards, and crocodiles combined. The hippo doesn't kill for hunger. It kills because you entered its territory. To it, a boat, a fisherman, or a careless tourist is nothing but an intruder to be crushed. Witnesses have described boats being ripped apart in seconds, their passengers dragged beneath the surface. Survivors speak of the water turning red as these massive beasts snap bones like twigs. In the heart of Africa, there is no creature more feared on the rivers than the hippopotamus. 7. Saltwater crocodile. Silent, patient, and merciless, the saltwater crocodile is nature's perfect ambush predator. Growing over 6 meters in length and weighing more than a ton, it lurks in murky waters, invisible until it strikes. To those who wander too close, death comes without warning. Its attack is sudden and explosive, faster than the human eye can follow. With jaws delivering the strongest bite force of any living animal, it drags its prey beneath the surface, twisting and rolling until all movement stops. Once caught, escape is impossible. The saltwater crocodile has already won. For centuries, stories have echoed across Asia and Australia of entire cattle disappearing into rivers, of fishermen never returning home, and of children pulled from the banks in an instant. To this day, it remains the living embodiment of a nightmare, an ancient monster that time itself refused to kill. 6. Tsetse fly. Tiny, almost invisible in the African wilderness, the tsetse fly looks harmless, just another insect buzzing in the heat of the savannah. Yet this fragile-looking creature is a silent executioner, responsible for spreading a disease so devastating it's known as the sleeping death. With a single bite, the tsetse fly injects parasites into the bloodstream, unleashing a slow and horrifying process. Victims suffer fevers, confusion, and unbearable exhaustion before slipping into a coma that almost always leads to death. It doesn't kill instantly. It steals life inch by inch, as if nature itself were draining the soul from a body. What makes it more terrifying is its impact on history. The spread of sleeping sickness has devastated entire regions, forcing people to abandon fertile lands and reshaping the map of human settlement across Africa. In some places, it is not lions or crocodiles that keep humans away, but the whisper of tiny wings in the air. Even today, with medicine and science, the tsetse fly continues to haunt rural Africa. Each year, thousands still fall victim, a reminder that size means nothing when death hides in something so small. 5. Freshwater snail. Few would imagine that a snail, slow and fragile, could be a threat to humanity. Yet in tropical rivers and lakes, freshwater snails carry parasitic worms that infect millions of people every year. The disease is called schistosomiasis, and it kills silently, spreading suffering across entire communities. The danger is not in the bite or shell, but in the microscopic parasites released into the water. Once they enter the body, they feed on blood, destroy organs, and weaken the immune system. Victims may live for years without realizing their bodies are being consumed from within. By the time symptoms appear, pain, organ damage, internal bleeding is often too late. What makes it even more chilling is its scale. Snails kill more people every year than sharks, wolves, or even tigers. In fact, it is considered one of the most lethal creatures on the planet, not because of brute force, but because of its ability to spread disease in silence. Throughout history, rivers and lakes once thought to bring life have instead brought death, their waters turned into breeding grounds for invisible killers. To this day, the freshwater snail remains proof that the most unassuming creatures can be the most dangerous of all. 4. Dogs, rabies. Man's best friend hides a darker side when touched by disease. Every year, thousands of people around the world die not from wild beasts, but from domesticated dogs carrying rabies. Behind those loyal eyes can lurk a virus so merciless that once symptoms appear, survival is almost impossible. Rabies creeps through the nervous system like a shadow, slowly hijacking the mind. Victims develop uncontrollable fear of water, violent convulsions, hallucinations, and aggression before the virus shuts down the brain completely. It is a death that feels more like possession, nature's cruelest curse. What makes dogs so deadly in this context is their proximity to humans. In rural regions of Asia and Africa, stray dogs spread the virus with terrifying efficiency, biting children and adults alike. Vaccines exist, but access remains limited in many parts of the world, turning every bark in the night into a reminder of hidden danger. Throughout history, rabies has inspired legends of werewolves and demonic possession, feeding the darkest corners of folklore. The truth, however, is far more terrifying. A simple bite from man's closest companion can seal a fate worse than death. 3. Assassin bug. It's small, grotesque, and perfectly named the assassin bug. Found in the Americas, It creeps silently into homes at night, attracted by the breath of sleeping humans. While its bite itself isn't always fatal, the parasite it carries is what makes this insect a true killer. The assassin bug transmits Chagas disease, a slow, insidious infection that attacks the heart and digestive system. Victims may live for years without symptoms, only to suddenly collapse from heart failure or organ damage. The cruelty of this insect is in its patience. It doesn't kill quickly, but stalks its prey with time itself as its weapon. Its nickname, kissing bug, comes from its disturbing habit of biting near the lips while people sleep, turning moments of rest into a silent nightmare. In rural Latin America, entire families have been devastated by this insect, their lives shortened without warning. Curiously, the assassin bug is also used in scientific research for its venom, which may one day help in developing new medicines. Yet for millions today, it remains a source of fear. To lie down at night, unaware of what crawls in the dark, is to risk a death you may not even see coming. 2. Snakes. Few creatures awaken primal fear like snakes. With their silent movements and piercing eyes, they embody danger itself. Across the world, venomous snakes kill tens of thousands of people every year, striking with a speed and precision that seems almost supernatural. The deadliest among them, like the black mamba, king cobra, and saw-scale viper, deliver venoms that can melt flesh, stop the heart, or shut down the nervous system in minutes. For many victims, death comes not just from the bite itself, but from the agony that follows, searing pain, paralysis, and the slow collapse of vital organs. Snakes haunt rural villages, farmlands, and jungles, slithering into homes and striking when least expected. In Asia and Africa, farmers often step into the fields only to never return, their lives stolen in a moment of chance encounter. Ancient civilizations worshipped snakes as gods of death and rebirth, recognizing their power and mystery. Even today, in places where anti-venom is scarce, the serpent remains an unstoppable force of nature, reminding us that sometimes death hides just beneath the grass. 1. Mosquito. Small, fragile, almost invisible, yet the deadliest creature on Earth. The mosquito kills more humans than any other animal, not with teeth or claws, but with disease. Malaria, dengue, Zika, yellow fever. Names that echo across history as silent plagues carried on tiny wings. Each year, mosquitoes are responsible for over 1 million deaths worldwide. They feed on blood, injecting parasites and viruses as they go, turning a simple bite into a death sentence. No predator, no beast of the wild, no monster of the deep comes close to the body count of this flying shadow. What makes them so horrifying is their persistence. They are everywhere, lurking in stagnant water, swarming in the night, infiltrating our homes and bedrooms. You can lock your doors against lions or crocodiles, but you cannot escape the mosquito. It is an enemy that follows you into your sleep. Throughout history, mosquitoes have shaped wars, destroyed civilizations, and changed the course of humanity itself. Armies have fallen not to swords, but to malaria. Settlements have crumbled, and empires have weakened, all from the whisper of tiny wings in the dark. And so, the crown belongs not to the fiercest predator, but to the smallest assassin of all. The mosquito is the #1 killer, proof that in nature, death doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it simply hums in your ear before it takes your life. So, did you ever imagine that the deadliest creature on Earth is smaller than your fingernail? The truth is, our world still hides dark secrets, and this was only one of them. In the next episode, we will uncover even more disturbing mysteries, creatures and forces that could change the way you see nature, and perhaps even life itself.